Hey, Intuitive Soul Tribe. Melissa, Intuitive Soul Coach here, excited for today's Pick a Card reading. Today we'll dive into your spiritual gifts, your skills and talents that you chose to incarnate into this lifetime with. This can also help you determine your soul purpose, your mission here on earth, especially if you have been feeling a little bit confused with what is my path, what is my purpose. This may shed light on some of those questions. So as usual, please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you are interested in a personal reading or entering into the free monthly reading giveaway, you can find both of those links in the description box below. All right. So beautiful souls, I want you to really hone in and focus on a specific pile or deck that you feel pulled and attracted to. So pile number one here, we have Moonstone, Rainbow Moonstone, which is this beautiful creamy white and black, which I will tell you what each of these mean when you do pick a pile that resonates most with your energy. Now, pile two, we have, of course, what is more well known, rose quartz. So if you are feeling pulled towards rose quartz, then there may be a few messages in this pile for you. And then lastly here, we have unicorn stone, which is actually made up of lepidolite, pink tourmaline, and smoky quartz. Now, this isn't a smoky quartz, it's a clear quartz, but quartz nonetheless. So we have here, again, pile three, unicorn stone. It is filled with these beautiful grays, pinks, and a little bit of purple here. We have pile number two, rose quartz, and pile number one, rainbow moonstone. So if you feel a pull towards all of them, you may want to check out each and every one of them. There could be little facets and little pieces of information that jump out from each and every one. Or if you feel a strong connection at this time, it could be that you are enhancing some of these qualities within you, especially in 2023. Now, if you've been listening and following my videos, I do talk about 2023 has a global energy and carries that 7 vibration, which is all about spirituality. It's about inner awareness and really reflecting and enhancing the spiritual gifts that we chose to incarnate into. So again, take a moment if you need to, pause the video and really tune into the pile that you're gravitated towards. And I will post the timestamps in the description box below as well, so you can skip ahead, and I'll see you on the other side. Hey, beautiful souls. You chose pile one, which is Rainbow Moonstone. Now, Rainbow Moonstone is all about balance. It's about harmony. It's used to increase your creativity and strengthen your psychic abilities. And also it helps you increase your intuition. It'll also help open you up to see more compassion and love in the world and within yourself as well. It can help you focus on gratitude and bringing things to a higher awareness. So if you were gravitated towards Rainbow Moonstone, then there may be something in this message for you. So I'm really excited about today's readings, as there's a lot of really beautiful, insightful messages showing up here, and Spirit really wanted me to dive in to help a lot of you understand, recognize, and realize these gifts and strengths that you have within. Now, right away here, pile one, we have indigo. So if you are familiar with what an indigo child or indigo adult is, then this certainly could be your energy, or you may have an indigo child that you are raising as well. But it's a person who is a highly sensitive, natural born leader. Now, sometimes indigos can get the label of over compulsive obsession disorder, ADHD. They can tend to be a little bit misdiagnosed or mislabeled, but it really is about having that highly sensitive nature. And a lot of you are born to lead, and you know this within you as well. It says the person you are or have in your energy is an indigo. So I do feel like a lot of you have been guided to rise up and really take the lead, or to help someone else around you within your energy, to help assist them with their gifts so they can lead as well. So indigo child or indigo adult. We also have here workshops and seminars. It says attending and giving speeches may be part of your spiritual path and purpose. Be open to teaching and learning. So I was going to say as well, with this Moonstone energy, the tarot that I'm tuning into most, the tarot card from the major arcana, would be possibly that Hierophant energy. And it's beautiful that this workshop and seminar shows up, because the Hierophant, he learns through teaching and learning. He is both the student and the teacher, and he can actually help others overcome some challenges that they have in their lives, because the Hierophant's been through them as well. So you may be called to lead groups, lead workshops. You may be called to bring people together in any shape, form, or fashion, whether it is through spiritual retreats. It could be helping people find their dream home, maybe even through real estate. For others of you, this is about, using your voice, maybe even starting a YouTube channel if you haven't already, that can help you teach other people the things that you felt inspired and that have helped you along the way as well. So workshops and seminars. Now, with this being a 7 global year and 7 within your energy, some of you may even be in a 7 personal year or even a 9 personal year. And you can find that out by adding your month of your birthday, the birthday, and then adding 7, because we're in a 2023 year. So I feel like a lot of you are finally opening up because you've learned some beautiful lessons of the past, and it's time to either teach them, or you may be called to attend some workshops in 2023 that are going to enhance your spirituality. You may attend these workshops yourself. You may be called to travel this year as well, or really open up your gifts and share them with others. I am getting here as well, some of you may be going to, it could be a networking event, it could be maybe a psychic fair or a wellness fair, and you may be showcasing your gifts and qualities. Make sure, beautiful pile one, that you believe in them. And it's okay that if you don't know how to necessarily get there step by step, but you're being divinely led. Okay, so definitely speeches and workshops is part of your path, and it may be something that shows up more and more for you. You may be taking classes as well, online courses, or really diving into additional YouTube videos that can help you learn and grow, or you are the one presenting and giving. It says here, you are profoundly clairvoyant. This is about having that beautiful third eye wide open so that you can use what's in your mind's eye as well as your physical sight for your spiritual vision, because it helps with healing, teaching, and guidance. So some of you absolutely have the gift of clairvoyance. You may be really good with seeing things before they happen. You may have dreams where you may know that something is going to happen before it takes place. You may know when someone is reaching out to you by seeing these things, okay? Seeing these things in your mind's eye before they happen. I'm also getting here that you have very good manifestation skills as long as you keep that third eye open and you're able to have that clear vision. But sometimes indigos can get a little bit distracted on their path, and they can get distracted through external influences of what's going on in the world around them. So again, trust what you see in your mind's eye, because sometimes it can be scary. And sometimes I have found that with indigo children, so if you are an indigo, or if you have a child around you that is an indigo, this can be a little bit scary because they tend to see things that other people cannot, and it may actually scare them and shut down their psychic senses. So if that's happened to you, or if that has happened to someone around you, you may play a very pivotal role in helping open up that intuitive channel. Or if this is yourself, beautiful pile one, this is about you trusting that what you're seeing is in your highest good. And you can also work with, the ascended masters, you can work with angels, and you can ask for that light of protection so you don't necessarily see those things. When I was a child, I've always had this spiritual gift, and I seen some things in my mind's eye that were really, really scary. And I remember at a very young age asking the universe, asking God, spirit, whatever, higher power was for you. You may do this as well. But I said, God, if you're going to give me these gifts, please don't show me that scary stuff any longer. And sometimes and I never did. Again, I mean, I've seen them and felt them in different ways, but some of the things that I did see didn't show up as pronounced as they did in my childhood. So definitely open yourself up to your clairvoyance. And if you are fearful of things that you may see, just ask. Just ask for that level of protection, or just to see things that can bring about the highest level of love. And you can certainly protect yourself here. And you can do that with working with crystals. Now, some of you may be called to work with crystals or to heal with crystals as well, or you have a strong connection to rocks, gemstones, or walking on, the beautiful Mother Earth barefoot. The energy of crystals supports you and helps you with your present situations. You may wear crystals, or you may have collected them as a child. They are showing me heart rocks or heart stones as well. You may have a child around you that has given you one of those. And they just showed me one of those stones. I forget what they're called, but they have a hole in the middle of them. Some of you may have found them, and it could have been, many, many, many moons ago that you found a stone like that. And you may have that stored away, or you may wear that with you. If that is you, pile one, that is a very, very, very special stone and a special energy. So I highly suggest you wear that around, carry that with you, or really meditate with that as well. But definitely working with crystals is going to help you with that vision as well. Now, we also have manifestation power. And that's what I was talking about with that law of attraction. When you set your intention clearly, you have some really strong law of attraction and manifestation gifts. This would be that magician energy as well, that you have those necessary tools, but sometimes they come back to bite you, because we can manifest things that we think we want. And then when they come into our lives, we're thinking, oh no, really, it's all that glitters isn't always gold, right? It may not necessarily be what I want. Or you may manifest things, but it's just comes in a different way than you were expecting. It says use your spiritual gifts and natural abilities to attract your desired outcome. So creating vision boards may be very good for you, pile one. In order for you to really align with that energy of intention, doing more meditation, doing more things that can help you focus, because sometimes there is distractions that happen within your energy field. And sometimes those distractions can actually show up in the form of, it could be in the form of addictions. It could be in the form of relationships that really pull at us. Or it can be that we get into jobs, or we feel we're in a career where we're not able to utilize those natural leadership qualities. And it may cause you to go back and study, relearn something, do something over again. And patience may not necessarily be the strongest suit that you have, beautiful pile one, but it's something that you will learn over this lifetime. And it says reading, research, and education help you gain confidence and clarity about your career. You may feel a little bit scattered at times as well. You may have so many different ideas that it may be difficult to focus on doing one thing. Now, I do find that a lot of indigos, they are really curious about many things, but they may be the ones that ask, what is my life purpose? What is it that I'm supposed to focus on? And it may be very difficult for the indigo to focus on something, but that's because you are not here just to do one thing. And sometimes that can take, people can be really taken back by that. They say, well, what do you mean? This person wanted to be a doctor when they grew up, so they did. This person wanted to be, a teacher, so they did. You are what most people would call a Jill or a jack of all trades. You're able to do a little bit of everything because you may be the kind of person that has your finger in all different pots, and that's okay. But sometimes we can feel a little bit scattered. So I suggest allowing yourself to have your fingers in those pots, but focus 100% on something and dive into that energy and then move on to the next. Because when we feel like we want to do everything all at once, that's when we can let that ADHD or, that fogginess or that mental conflict really come in. And remember, those are just labels. That doesn't define us. It's just the labels that society has given us because they don't really know too much about, the energetic side. But we're becoming awakened and more enlightened. And so you may decide to go back and study a new thing. Maybe even in your later years, you may work in a job for 20 years and say, well, I've had enough of this. I'm going to go back to school and be a counselor. And maybe you were a school cook for 20 years. Whatever it is for you, you are going to decide to do a couple of different things. And you may focus all of your attention on that, but know that you have more than just one thing. A lot of times when people ask, what is my soul purpose here on earth? They think that they are confined to one specific thing. But you really came here with free will. You came here with a mission of what you wanted to accomplish. And it doesn't mean that you just have to do it in one way, form, or fashion. So study, go to workshops and seminars and decide what you like. Stay curious. They're showing me here page energy, especially that page of wands. Stay curious. Stay a student as well. Even when you're teaching, you will continuously learn from your students as well. So be that person who is inquisitive and that's excited to take on that next adventure, that next challenge. Next we have here teaching. You inspire young people. It could be grade school. It could be, the traditional K through 12 or even adult students. I'm getting teaching of all different ages, and that's what we were feeling here in the very beginning is you inspire people to learn, right? You want to help others grow and evolve, and you may make a really good teacher. Now, it doesn't mean that it has to be in the traditional sense, the traditional K through 12 world or as a college professor, but that may be one of your experiences here on earth. But I feel that you are a master at, and when I say master, it's just that you've really dived into a certain study, right? But we're always learning. That Hierophant, even though he's leveled up and he's gained a lot of that mastery, he's still learning from the students here. And sometimes those are his best teachers, right? This is about you teaching other people how to live their best lives. And they're giving me that Queen of Wands energy. So some of you may have strong fire placements in your chart, or you may be really motivated and inspired to teach people what you know. So teaching may be a part of your mission. Next, we have speaker. I love this. Your life purpose involves your skills of oration. So whether it is you, public speaking, now some of you may have just cringed and said, oh gosh, I could never get up on a podium and teach, right? Or to talk, but you may be a lecturer, a motivational speaker, because they're giving me that Queen and King of Wands energy again, where you may be a spiritual influencer. And yes, the thought of getting up on a stand or in front of the camera may have been very, very daunting at a very young age. But I'm getting here a strong pull where a lot of you spent a big portion or the first half of your life in that teacher mode, or that student mode where you've been learning and learning and learning how to master some of those fears. And the second half of your life is about you freeing yourself, being able to free yourself, speak as you wish, teach as you wish, allow yourself to really bring in what it is that you're manifesting. You've been focusing on honing in on your manifestation gifts your whole life. And now I feel like there's beautiful opportunities for you, Pile 1, to really manifest what those dreams are for you. And it does say, again, your life purpose involves your skills of oration. So teaching things through the throat, it could be singing, it could be directing or delegating people to do certain things, but in a kind and compassionate manner, of course. You may be a leader in your line of work, a CEO, a manager, again, a teacher. I feel that when you speak, people listen. Okay, when you speak, people listen, and it's because I don't love the word demand, but that's what I'm hearing. It's almost as if you demand their presence, but it's not in the form of, control or manipulation. It's almost as if your energy is so darn powerful, pile one, that you can't help but almost stop people in their tracks with your words. And it's like you have a mesmerizing quality or voice about you. So very, very beautiful. Now, next we have counseling. Some of you may be called to counsel, become a therapist, a guide, especially for those of you who have had to maybe be the parent in a child-parent relationship, or if you've had to take care of many siblings, or if you've watched people go through a lot of trauma, pain, or if you yourself have been as well. You may be called to counsel, coach, mentor, guide, heal other people through your wise words, because it says you heal with kind words, wise advice, and an empathetic ear. So I do feel here, because you have that gift of communication, a lot of you may have this knack for helping out other people, even if this isn't in your professional life. This could be in your personal life. People may just start talking to you in the grocery store. They may have a conversation with you at a business event that lasts for a long time, right? This could be people showing up out of the blue and saying, I really loved what you had to say here. Can you teach me more about it? Or can we get together for coffee? So again, I just feel like you have this innate ability to really help and connect with people. Now, lastly here, we have really beautiful energy. We have shining through, shining through. So I feel that once you truly uncover your gifts within, you're gonna be able to shine from that heart chakra, from that solar plexus. You're gonna have that strength and confidence to really manifest and live your purpose. Now, a lot of you may be saying, well, when am I gonna step into my purpose? Beautiful pile one, you already have been living it. Sometimes we get so caught up thinking that, if we're in this day job, if we are an administrative assistant, or if we work in an office, or we work in a coffee shop and we're a barista, that we're not living our purpose, but really we are. Those are just stepping stones. That's just part of the journey. And it can help us enhance our communication. It can help us enhance our clarity or our organizational skills, for us to finally get to that point where we can truly open our gifts up and do what it is that we want to do. Shine our energy, shine our power, be that lighthouse, that beacon of energy. And then you're going to be that magnet that attracts other like-minded individuals. Other people will gravitate towards your gifts. You may use them in your professional life, and that's when the game really changes here. So shining that power, once you overcome some of those obstacles, some of those limiting beliefs and conditioning that have been ingrained in us since we were first born. Now you have broken open. Now some of you may find that you've been through a major life experience, whether it was a loss of a loved one. It could have been an emotional breakup that really, really left your heart on the floor and stomped times 15, right? This is something that could have, some of you may have lost children, lost loved ones, physically, emotionally, mentally. It felt like spiritually, right? You may have felt like there were missing pieces, especially after this loss or this disassociation that may have occurred at any age of your life. Something may have broken you wide open, and that may have been the catalyst to open you up to these gifts. You may have even had a near-death experience. Okay, others of you may have had a mental illness or a dis-ease within the body. You may have had an accident of whatever form, right? And if you haven't, don't get all scared thinking that's going to happen. But I am feeling here either on an emotional sense, or here it could have felt like a physical one as well. But you have been broken wide open in order for you to truly feel, hear, and embrace those gifts that you have. I feel for most of you, it may have happened at a younger age. We also have quieting the mind. That can be really difficult when we have so much external stimulation. You may work better when you work maybe alone. You may be an introvert at heart. Even though you may be very social and love to be with people, you need that downtime. That's very important for you to have that peace and quiet, to have that altar or that nature trail or that spot by the water that you can go sit at and rejuvenate and recoup your energy, because you may get overwhelmed. Some of you may be air signs as well. And you may really get up in that headspace, and it's very difficult for you to quiet that mind and to really bring about these gifts that you have here. And lastly, we have the uncharted sea. Yes, this is what I just said about you being near water. I'm getting that strong mermaid type energy as well, which we talked about a little bit, not mermaid itself, but having that magnetic vibe from your throat chakra, where it's almost a magical quality that others are in you're sending out these vibrations where others are almost mesmerized by what you have to say. And I'm just getting that quality here, very magical. And you may benefit or heal near water, whether it is, the ocean, whether it is a lake, whether it's a stream, a river, or a shower, a bath, whatever this is for you. I feel like water may be your conduit of healing energy. It may be the place that renews you and revitalizes you. So whenever you get the chance to be near water, I feel like it's very important for you to do so. Some of you may have grown up on the water, or there could have been an experience that maybe broke you open around water as well in any shape, form, or fashion. Please take it as it resonates. But I'm also getting here that some of you in 2023 may be planning a trip near water that could bring about a lot of spiritual revelation here, a lot of spiritual insights. It may be the time that you really say, this is where I want to be and where I'm going on my life's purpose. And you may make some very important decisions near water, or you may even decide to move near water, or, travel. Buy a beach home there if you can, or, build a house near a river, something like that here. And I feel something with an island. I'm getting an island type of vibe. Now, very powerful energy coming in, but water is your ally here on earth. And it helps you feel that connection, that compassion, that love of rainbow moonstone as well. So that is what I have for you, pile one. Very, very beautiful gifts, skills, and talents. I hope this resonates with you. And if you felt a pull towards any other piles, feel free to check those out as well. Lots of love. Well, hello, pile two. You chose the beautiful pink rose quartz. Rose quartz. It doesn't surprise me if you chose this pile, because you are a beautiful soul with a beautiful heart. And rose quartz is all about unconditional love. It teaches us kindness, compassion, how to love ourselves unconditionally so that it can flow out into the relationship with others. It can help us build a strong connection with our beautiful Mother Earth and the feminine within. It is all about relationships and healing. It can be healing that mother dynamic, or maybe some female wounding. The tarot that really shows up with this is that Empress energy, that feminine of receptivity, being able to feel the love, especially if you are an overgiver, or if you are a people pleaser. You may have been the type of person who's bent over backwards for other people in your life, but sometimes you don't feel like they are willing to do the same. You have come here with beautiful gifts. You are a powerful light worker, pile two. And this is all about you being seen, but also for you being so powerful. And it's safe for you to open your heart up, because I find that sometimes what happens here, pile two, is you tend to give. And when your heart gets hurt, you may shut down that heart chakra. You may have that defense mechanism come up, and you put bars around your heart, or you may fight, flight, or freeze, and you may freeze that area for quite some time because you are a giver, but you don't get it back in return. And you say, well, I'm sick of giving. And sometimes when we close that heart down, we don't let that flow of love enter or exit. So it says it is safe for you to be powerful. Your spiritual power brings great blessings in loving service to the divine. So do you know that you are a powerful light worker? You absolutely are. And I feel like you have the gift of healing and empathy and emotional sensitivity here is your second card out. It says, honor and respect your deep sensitivity as it is a gift to us all. Now they're also showing me Queen of Cups. Now when we don't necessarily know how to embrace this beautiful gift that we have within, sometimes it can leave us taking things too personally. It can leave us feeling over emotional. This is all about learning the lessons on how to fill your own cup first. Okay, that Empress energy of filling her own cup so it overflows into everything that she does, including her career, including the relationships with her children, her parents, her family, her friends, co-workers. Now, if you are masculine, if you are male energy as well, this is about you honing in on that beautiful feminine energy. You may have been brought up in a very strict environment, a military type of environment, or an environment where people that you were around, whether your parents, didn't show that emotional type of love. And you may have been very sensitive to maybe arguments that went around in the home, or trauma that maybe have built upon since childhood. You have the gift of sensitivity where you're able to walk into a room and you know that there may have just been a fight that had happened, maybe even between the parents, right? You're able to walk into a room that you've never been in before and you're able to read people here. So I do feel that you have this beautiful gift of empathy, and sometimes it can feel overwhelming. It can feel more like a curse, but it is absolutely not a curse. When we truly figure out how to release the energy of others, because they're showing me the 10 of Wands as well, because sometimes we feel like we need to fix everything or everyone, including ourselves, or we may attract relationships into our lives where people carry a little bit extra baggage and they need fixing, right? And you may feel like it's your duty to do so, whether it was your own parents or whether this is a sibling or whether it's a relationship. You may play that mother role. And that may have been a pattern that you've seen where even if you were in a romantic relationship, that you may have taken over that motherly role and they may have been that child. So there may have been a little bit of taking care, nurturing, and wanting to heal another person. Just love them. You may have even said to yourself, if I love them enough, they will change, right? If I just love the pieces of themselves that they cannot love, then things will be different. And you're realizing that, I've been saying this a lot because it's been coming up a lot, that we can only lead a horse to water. We cannot make it drink. And you're realizing that you have these beautiful gifts, but that they are not yours to carry. You can do your work here on earth by enlightening others, by helping, by healing, but also a big piece of your mission, pile 2, is for you to set healthy, safe, and protected boundaries around you as well. So that doesn't mean shutting down your heart. Absolutely not. It means that you may have even been called to foster children, to adopt, or you may have been adopted. You may have been called to take care of the elderly, take care of children, work in maybe even a mental ward, or a psych ward is what I'm getting for some of you. Or you may have been called to be a doula or bring life into this world or help the elderly or whoever exit the world as well. And I feel like you're able to really tune into the energies such as, angels, that higher vibrational frequency. And that may be something you hone in on more so as you mature and as you age here in this lifetime. You may have even been called to take care of a parent who was sick, to take care of maybe a child who was sick here as well, or to bring in maybe even the neighborhood children to take care of them. Or I'm getting here that someone, it's almost as if I'm feeling that there's a person that's like a child to you, or someone may have taken you in as a child. I'm getting that energy as well. And you may be highly sensitive to your own emotions, but I feel like you just have this beautiful innate power about you that's magnetizing, and people are drawn towards that. And that may be at times why you've been in relationships where people have been attracted to that energy, but then you give 95%. 5%, and it only gives them enough, space to 5% grow, to 5% put back into you. And that's something you're learning in this lifetime, is how to set yourself up for the relationships that you want, where you can be compassionate, you can be kind, and that you can have relationships built on reciprocity, that they're equal, that it's not that child, mother, or father-child dynamic, or you're taking care of someone, but that it's based on mutual respect and independence versus codependence. Now, visualizing success can be very, very powerful for you, Pile 2. You see yourself doing well in this situation and have faith in a positive outcome. That may be a little difficult. That may be something you're trying to focus on conquering more of, opening up that third eye chakra. Because when you are an empath, you really focus on those gut feelings, right? You focus on the emotions. And sometimes you have a hard time visualizing success that is rightfully yours, because the emotions come in and they say, but, I really need to heal that person, or that person really needs me. Therefore, I got to put my own success to the sidelines to take care of this. And it doesn't mean that you cannot do that, but make sure you're setting those healthy boundaries for yourself. And that rose quartz can also help you connect to that beautiful Mother Gaia, that Mother Earth energy, where you can feel that love and that unconditional love and compassion for another person, but you don't have to take on their stuff, okay? You don't have to be that enabler or be in a codependent dynamic, because you have the love and the energy to give, but make sure you give that back to yourself as well. Now, some of you may have dealt with addictions in this lifetime, or you may have dealt with other people in your life that have had addictions as well. I apologize, the camera isn't focusing there, but this is about you healing away those addictions. It says it's time to let go of behaviors that are blocking you from your heart's desire. Ask Archangel Raphael to help you with this healing. So yes, some of you, and sometimes when we think of addictions, people immediately go to alcohol or substance abuse or drugs. And that could have certainly been the case. You may have seen that growing up. You may have had to take care of, because they're giving me the word here, Al-Anon, or even a support group for people that you've loved. You may have been in a adult child of an alcoholic as well, or your spouse may be an alcoholic, or this could be you, but it doesn't have to just be alcohol or drugs. It could be addiction to work, addictions to shopping, addictions to pleasure, addictions to anything. And I feel that this was a big piece, because like we talked about, you may have that 10 of Wands type of energy where you may work really, really hard, but you want to help and take care of other people. It wouldn't surprise me if you were a nurse, if you were a Reiki practitioner, if you were a doctor, a chiropractor, if you are in the healing arts of any form, or if you are a therapist, or you are in a field where maybe even you're a psychic or a tarot reader. It may be that you're a therapist, a counselor, a coach, AODA, or taking care of, again, children, babies, adults, anyone really, whether it's in your professional life or your personal life. But I do feel here sometimes those external influences come in because this is the catch here, beautiful souls. They come in because we feel too sensitive and we want to numb that sensitivity away. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. Sometimes we have those beautiful gifts that we feel like are a curse, or we're scared, or we don't know how to hone in on them. Therefore, we drink them away. We eat them away. We numb them away. We jump from relationship to relationship because we're scared of our sensitivities, right? We're scared of our true power. Now, I'm also getting this beautiful abalone shell here, which some of you, it reminds me of that opal. You may have birthdays in October, or there may be even at end of September. You may be that Libran energy as well, or even Scorpio. But I'm also getting that some of you may have a family member that is a Libran or a Scorpio here, or someone who maybe wears opal. I actually have an opal necklace myself, but I'm just getting a strong opal birthstone, or someone around you that may have dealt with addictions. Or if you look up the energies of opal, that could be a beautiful crystal that helps you with these energies here. So healing away addictions. Now we have law of attraction, and that's interesting because you have visualized success. So I do feel here that there's some sort of success that you have, but healing away any sort of, this would be the devil energy in tarot. So it could be healing any sort of temptations, addictions, obsessions, codependency, materialism, fears, pushing through. So once you get to the other side of that fear, you're able to fully manifest what it is that you want. Law of attraction. Relationships and activities that you once enjoyed are now changing. Yes, they are. They're changing because you're more sensitive and aware. We literally just said that. So once you embrace and harness your sensitivities, you're going to find that you no longer have a desire to eat that crappy food or to put that, drink into your body, or to attract people who disrespect you, right? Or to be in that line of work where you don't feel appreciated for what it is that you do. Whatever this is for you, okay? Whatever this toxic energy is, like I said, any of that devil traits, obsessions, fears, codependency, this is about you reclaiming your power so you can truly invite in what it is that you want, pile 2, and you have that gift. Now, you may be an artist as well. Engaging in artistic activities is beneficial to your career and every other area of your life. So a lot of times when we think of artists, you may think of Picasso, right? You may think of someone who is a fashion designer. Yes, that could certainly be the case. You may be an artist, pile 2, but you can be an artist in anything you do. It could be in the way you dress each morning. It could be in your aesthetics for, your home, right? It could be how you do things, how you create a spreadsheet, how you create a Word document, right? We can use our creative skills, talents, and abilities in all different forms in this lifetime. And you benefit more as you open up your creative center, which stems here in this heart. Do things that you love. Even if you are writing in those, they have those notebooks or those coloring journals for adults or coloring books for adults. They're showing me, some of you may have a coloring book for adult that has, it may have funny images or even cuss words or things of that nature in it. Or if you bought one and you've set it aside and you haven't used it, break that baby open, because I feel like you're going to feel inspired to really do things that spark a new interest within you. Because again, as you shift your energy, things that you once enjoyed, you're no longer going to enjoy them any longer, and you're going to be more creative. You're going to maybe start that YouTube channel, start that garden that you've always wanted, or open a cupcake shop, or start your own fashion line. Whatever this is for you, whatever those dreams are, it can be as creative as you want it to be. But I feel like the more you open up and get rid of whatever this devil energy is, the more creative you can become, because that's part of your gift as well. Next, we have yoga. Some of you may be yoga instructors, or you may be called to really flex that body, mind, and soul, right? It doesn't mean that you have to do yoga every day, but a lot of you may benefit from flexibility in all areas, not just of the body, flexibility of the mind, opening yourself up to a new way of being, a new way of doing. Your life is enhanced by yoga, stretching, and exercising. You may even take a yoga retreat in 2023. You may be learning new yoga moves. They're actually showing me the bridge right now. I believe it's called the bridge. I'm not a huge yogi. I do some yoga, but I feel like there's a bridge pose that may be either very, very beneficial, because that can immediately open up this heart chakra. If you're not familiar with what that bridge pose is, I can't do it here right now for you, but you may want to Google that or go to YouTube. But that can really help align and open that heart up wide. Beautiful. Next, we have oracle cards. You are able to discern answers and guidance for yourself and others. I love this. Some of you may, you could certainly be attracted. You're here watching this right now, right? This is oracle cards. You may be attracted to oracle. You may read them yourself, whether in your personal or professional life, or you may decide to create your own deck. If you haven't already, do that. That's part of that creative process that we just talked about. What is holding you back? Go online, go to Canva, go on a platform that can help you do this. If you want to start in Microsoft Word, go for it. You have these creative abilities to open up to, and you have some really great, some of you can draw, I'm hearing as well, or maybe paint. That may be part of it, but you have beautiful gifts and it's time to really embrace them as well. I love this for you. Next, we have body work. Your life purpose involves body work, such as massage therapy, energy healing, physical therapy, or exercise training. That kind of goes a little bit with the yoga as well. You may be a Reiki practitioner, or you may be taking courses or classes this year that help you really feel the energies of another person, that can help you hone in on those sensitivities that you have, right? This is all about that body work because you've been feeling the energy your whole life, but this is about you embracing it and taking it to the next level. Energy healing, physical therapy, again, massage therapy. They're showing me something with cupping. Some of you may have recently had cupping done, or that may be something that benefits you as well. You may want to look into that. But I'm getting here body, and they're also showing me tattoos. Some of you may be really creative with tattoos, or you may have your body as a canvas. You may be a tattooer as well. And I'm also getting, some of you may be getting your first tattoo at the age of 42 or 51. And it means something to you. Maybe you've always said, I wanted a tattoo, but I've never got one because I didn't know what to get, right? You may see something or draw something yourself and say, this means something to me spiritually, or this is a date, or this is, a celebratory thing that I want to remember forever. And I decided to stamp it on my body, right? Body work, very beautiful. Next, we have animals. Some of you like animals way more than humans. Yeah, and that can be a thing, right? Animals showing up here, it says, you understand animals and communicate with them intuitively. Trust your inner guidance as the animals are part of your life's work. Some of you are able to feel and read the energy of animals, whether they are your own or whether they are someone else's. I am sensing that you may connect to specific animal totems as well. You may dream about them. You may see feathers often. You may see animals out in the wild that typically you wouldn't see, such as maybe a fox or an owl or a raccoon, things of that nature. I am feeling that the animals are really trying to get your attention and speak to you in 2023. So pay attention. And if you really want to dive into the messages that they are sending, really meditate on that animal. And if all else fails, look it up. Ask someone, ask a seer or an intuitive. Go to Google and look up what the meaning is and then see how it resonates with you first and foremost. So animals. Some of you may have, even as children, collected every single animal or creature that came from the pond or came from, the grass, whether it was a grasshopper or a bird that you found on the ground, or maybe a grub worm, or even spiders, daddy long legs, frogs. It could be anything. You may have been that animal collector, or you wanted to heal baby animals, or you've just always had that strong connection towards them. You may even be getting an animal, I'm hearing, in 2023 as well, or some of you may have gotten one in the recent year or two ago in 2021 or 2022. Companion animal, emotional support animal here. Even if they're not registered, they're definitely an emotional support animal. You can feel you have a strong innate connection to animals. And next here, we have beautiful energies. We have waking the lion. Now, some of you may be Leos, okay? Or you may be dealing with a Leo. You may have a son or a daughter that's a Leo as well. Or there could be a very, very strong energy around August coming in for you, and even July, where you embrace some magical powers that you have. There could even be travel that month as well. Waken the lion. This is about you waking, not that ferocious piece of you, but you embracing that powerful side of you, right? This is about you honing in on those spiritual gifts that you chose to incarnate into this lifetime with, right? This is you fully saying, I got this, right? When you think of a lion out in nature, when he's ready to pounce on his prey, right? Or even when he is, the pride, right? He walks with such confidence. He walks with such ease and flow. And it's like every piece of his body, his shoulders and his back, and, the way he moves is it's almost like he's floating, right? Because it's this magical quality about him where he's not worried, because he knows that he's not only protected, but he has that fierceness within himself that can handle any situation that comes his way. He's not worried about predators, right? He's not worried about how to get his food. He's not cowering away in the corner, letting the hyenas laugh at him, right? He's the one that goes out there and gets it done because he is fiercely dedicated to what he wants. And he overcomes that devil energy. He overcomes that addiction or whatever that is for you. He reclaims his power that he's had all along. And he lives in that place of confidence. And that's what you're doing, is waking that lion. Very beautiful. I got full on body goosebumps. This is about the land in between. Okay. Now, some of you may be 40 years old. You may be 42 or even 38. You may have a birthday on the 19th as well as the 4th, the 8th, or the 2nd. But I'm getting here the land between. And this is the energy I'm getting is once you fully cross over to getting rid of or healing away whatever this devil energy is, there's going to be a transition period for you, a recovery, a healing, a moment of diving into these spiritual gifts that you do have. This is a moment for you to choose and take the path that is aligned with your soul's journey. Okay, this is about you choosing which path you want to take to get there. Do you want to struggle a little bit along the way? Or do you want to walk with more ease, right? It's up to you to really embrace and wake that lion. Beautiful pile number 2. You have that choice. That is a part of your free will that you have here on earth, here in this lifetime. You can choose which path you want to take. Some of you may be saying, but Melissa, it's easier said than done. Yes, it is, but you specifically have that power to visualize your success, to work with the law of attraction. Remember how powerful you are, pile 2. You are a light worker. You have this divine, beautiful gifts within you. You're part of this energetic matrix, right? You're part of this beautiful land, and you can choose kind of which side to navigate towards. That's your choice and your choice alone. However, you have the smoke and mirrors showing up here. So this to me is all about you being able to see some of those challenges, shedding light to them. Because when you look into this mirror here, it's all foggy, it's all smoky. You can't see your way. Some of you may also cut out a cigarette addiction. I just heard that as well. Or some sort of addiction that has to do with maybe inhalation or, taking in some sort of product. Or chemical, I should say here. But smoke and mirrors is all about you clearing that smoke so you can see yourself for what you are, right? It's almost like that mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all? And it's not from that place of ego as it is in the movie, right? It is that place of who am I really? What am I reflecting back to me? A lot of you may find that you enter into relationships where people mirror your energy and you're not aware of it. Or they mirror aspects of, things that may have been a repetitive pattern that you've seen since childhood. Some of you may have married your dad, right? In a sense. Some of you may have attracted women that were like your mother. Or you may have been emotionally desensitized at times to shut down because you didn't want to see what was in the mirror because maybe you didn't like it. It's part of your gift to clear that fog away, clear that smoke away, and embrace those beautiful qualities that you have within, that you came here. Because once you do that, pile 2, the possibilities for you are endless. Your final card here is endless possibilities. This is about you creating that dream life, you having that vision for yourself, whatever that looks like, for you to fulfill your soul purpose in every single aspect that you came here to do, right? This is about you having the ability, that Midas touch, that sensitivity, that energy to move forward and do what it is that you want, and to feel courageous and feel prideful about it, but not from a place of ego, a place from that soul mission, that you're living and breathing your soul purpose. Know that there are endless opportunities here for you. And if you feel stuck right now, or if you feel like you're not living the life you want, really take a look at some of the things we talked about, because you are more powerful than you could have ever imagined. But you will clear that smoke. If you are listening to this right now, I have a strong feeling, pile 2, that you're going to clear that smoke and you're going to have this beautiful, abundant life that you could have only dreamed of, and it may be better than you could have ever imagined. So very powerful energies here, pile 2. I hope this resonates with you. If you feel drawn to any other piles that you did see in the beginning, feel free to check those out as well. And if you like this and it resonates, feel free to comment and hit that like button. Thank you so much for listening and being here. Lots of love. Hey, pile 3, you chose unicorn stone. This beautiful unicorn stone that is made from lepidolite, pink tourmaline, and quartz, smoky quartz, even though this is a clear. But unicorn stone is a very, very beautiful but yet powerful stone. It actually helps release difficult emotions, heartache, trauma. It's very, very, very powerful, but yet it brings a gentle, compassionate touch as well. It helps us open up to empathy. It helps us release attachments and things that we feel stuck with in our lives. And it helps us lead more with that heart. So I do feel for a lot of you that are attracted to this unicorn stone, you've been through a lot. You've been through some hardships here on earth, whether it's in your financial life, whether it's been in your romantic life, whether you've struggled with self-image, body image, mental health, dis-ease within the body. There's definitely been a lot for you, and it could be because you are an earth angel, pile 3. You are a unicorn, right? This is about you being a light worker who has come to earth to teach about love. And in order for us to teach about love, we must go through experiences that challenge our heart chakra, right? That really break us wide open. Because in order for you to teach it, you must heal it. And I feel that the most important people that can help teach are the ones that have been there. And you have these gifts. You are a light worker. You may really strive with books. You may really be enlightened in this lifetime to write a book, write a memoir, become an author, or you may read more, whether it's reading or listening to audiobooks. Your life purpose involves writing, reading, editing, or selling spiritually based books. Okay, you may have even said, I really want to write my life. I could tell a story on this, or I could share about my experience with this trauma, or this is something very unique that I feel could help other people. Even if you do not have one writing skill, you can still write a book. I was actually just listening. I think it was Gabrielle Bernstein had mentioned that she didn't have any writing skills. She barely had read any books besides self-help. And she didn't know how to really read or not read, but didn't know how to write a book. And now she's a best-selling author. So just because you don't have the steps to create or make that happen, you have the resources, is what Spirit is saying here. So definitely involves writing, reading, editing, or selling spiritually based books. Next, you have mediumship. A lot of you are mediums. You can connect to the other side. It says here, you have the natural ability to connect with departed loved ones. Some of you, this is within your personal life. You may have had dreams of your own loved ones who crossed over. For others of you, this could be your profession. It could be something that you do on a professional level, whether you read for people who, lost a pet, lost a loved one, or you're just connecting to the energies. You know that feeling of deja vu? There's no such thing as coincidence. A lot of you, pile 3, my beautiful unicorns, you have that deja vu quality where you've just been there before, right? You're able to quantum leap. You're able to dive into different dimensions. And I feel like if you haven't honed in on this gift, this is something that may really start to show up for you more in 2023, because we're in that 7 global energy. If you've been watching my videos, you know that I talk about this all the time, That 7 global energy is about awareness, spirituality, going within and enhancing those spiritual gifts that we have. So you may be taking classes on mediumship, how to open up your intuitive abilities, how to connect with the divine or connect with loved ones. You may even work with ascended masters, right? Ascended masters can be our teachers, whether it is, Buddha, whether it's Saint Germain, whether it is Gaia, Mother Earth. It could be the Galactic Federation of Light. Whatever you are connecting to, mediumship doesn't just mean that you are connecting to a loved one who's crossed over that was once here on earth, your grandfather or, someone else's person that they lost. This can be you connecting to the other side and through all different forms, right? Through all different fashions, whether you see them through your clairvoyance or you astral travel. Some of you may even be remote viewers, but you have this gift to connect and channel with the angelic realm, with the ascended masters, with your spirit guides. I'm also getting that some of you are recently or have recently met your spirit guides. And it says powerful, loving, and wise spiritual teachers are watching over and guiding you. Yes, this could be also that you teach people through a book, or you may read a book in the near future. Okay, thank you, Spirit. They're actually telling me that if you have a book near you at this time, my beautiful unicorns, that's just what I'm going to call you. You're an absolute unicorn. If you have a book by you, they're highlighting page 38. Now, if it's near you, maybe you have a whole bookshelf near you, I want you just to be intuitively guided to go towards that shelf or to go towards a pile of books that you have. Now, I'm not talking you need to go to a whole new room and get it. If you want to, you certainly can, but I'm feeling for those of you that have a book within maybe reaching grasp, go to page 38. There could be a very important message there for you. Even if it's a magazine, even if it's, something that you wouldn't normally pick up. But the ascended masters are here watching over and they're helping guide you on your spiritual mission. So really powerful energy. Next, you have this ability to communicate, to negotiate, to talk to other people in a very compassionate, caring, loving way. But I do find sometimes that's a challenge early on in life. You may attract people who are very dominant, who they have a very loud voice, right? Maybe you yourself have worked through anger, worked through yelling, or you had to hear that growing up. It says the angels are helping you lovingly speak your truth. You may have taken many, many years or many decades to share some sort of traumatic experience that may have happened, right? This could be you holding things in the body, storing them within the body. There's a really wonderful book, if that is you, The Body Keeps Score, that talks about how we store things within the body that can create that dis-ease, which most humans know as disease, right? This throat chakra is part of your awakening. It's part of your spiritual gift. Now, if you found yourself coughing, going through an issue with maybe thyroids, tonsillitis, sore throats, throat cancer, anything within this throat region, even into the neck, stiff neck, sore necks, neck pain. It may be because you are called to activate your creative center, which can be that throat chakra, but you're called to express yourself in whatever shape, form, or fashion that means. Expressing maybe an experience that was hurtful through writing a book. It could be you have some channeled divine messages that are coming in from someone's grandmother, and you have that ability, but you may be scared and you may not want to say anything because you're fearful of if your gifts are real. I'm here to tell you, beautiful unicorns, that they absolutely are. Speak up for what you want. Pay attention to your words. Some of you have maybe a little bit difficult time manifesting because you have that third party talk, right? That ego center that constantly does not shut up. It's beep, 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 beep on one ear, and it tends to tell you, oh, what is that person doing? I need to do this. I'm not good enough. Or that person I must judge, or I must criticize my own gifts, or I don't know if you can trust, right? It's that on and on and on and on voice that really takes over. Part of your gift activation is quieting that voice, or at least paying attention to the self-talk. And if that voice is telling you on a daily basis things that disempower you, then upgrade and uplift those beliefs within you. Tell yourself a new story. Tell yourself that you have what it takes, that you're beautiful, that you're handsome, that you're confident, that you are lovable, that you can release the stored pent-up trauma and energy within the body, that you can heal yourself, that you are in fact a healer. You have here healer. Right? Some of you may be a healer in the professional sense, right? Maybe you're a doctor, a nurse, a Reiki practitioner. You may be a massage therapist, a chiropractor, a rehab specialist. You have the spiritual gift of healing and a desire to share it with others. Even if in your professional life you're not a healer, you may still have those healing qualities where people come to you for advice, right? Or they come to you and they say, what do you think I should do about this ailment? Right? What do you think I should do? Because the other person may have went down the rabbit hole and went on Google and searched some symptoms, and the symptoms told them that they have brain cancer, right? And you may say, whoa, back that horse up before we go down the rabbit hole and get all carried away. Let's look at what this could mean on an emotional level. So yes, you are that calm, a little bit of that, peace, a little bit of that serenity here, and you have the ability to help other people overcome some of their own issues as well, especially when they come to you for advice. And if you're not a healer in the professional world, it doesn't mean that you immediately have to have a job change. But I do feel like a lot of you within your energy in itself is very healing. We all have the healing ability. I will be the first to tell you, even though I am a Reiki master, you do not have to have a certification to heal. Okay, I'm probably going to get some hush hush for that, but you do not have to have that certification to heal. Yes, on a professional sense, you need that, degree or certification to be a doctor or be this or be that. But when it comes to healing our own bodies, when it comes to healing some of our own issues, we have that energetic ability to heal. But of course, please see a medical professional, as I am not licensed to give healing or medical advice. This is all about energy and intuition here. And if you're being activated or called at this time to heal, then absolutely by all means do that. You may be a spiritual teacher. I love this, especially once you really start working with the Ascended Masters. It may be fearful for you to share what you're learning from those masters, but it's important for you to do so. It wouldn't surprise me if you started your own YouTube channel, if you inspired people in front of an audience, if you received a position in your line of work where you are in a career where you're a CEO, a leader, or if you maybe talk a lot as well to others. It says you heal with your classes, sessions, and seminars. Some of you may be attending them or you may be giving them. And I really love this card because it doesn't have just one way of doing things, right? It doesn't have just one denomination, right? It is about teaching through the form of love, not just picking out, I have to teach about, Buddhism or, Christianity or this or that. This is about the religion being love, right? It's about teaching that compassion and helping others open up to the energy of source, open up to that portal of, being that teacher and helping all different people, regardless of what their higher self, higher source is. This is about you leading from the heart, and you're going to reach more people instead of just having a specific target market of one type of energy or type of people. I mean, yes, sometimes we need a specific target market, but I feel for you, you're able to reach many different people of all ages, of all backgrounds, of all, of all upbringings. So really powerful here. Next, you have crystals. Some of you work with crystals, okay? Your connection to crystals and gemstones is a channel for healing energy. I'm sensing that some of you just started to get into crystals, and even if you're carrying them around with you, you may not quite be sure how to use them or what you're doing. That's okay, because the energy itself knows what it's doing, right? But it may be something that you decide to take a class on. You may teach about crystals or you may visit a crystal shop. They're also giving me a book recently that I've read, I think in the last year, Into the Magic Shop, a very good book. And they just gave me that here. Some of you may be going into literally the magic shop, and it has crystals here. But if you're interested, that's a wonderful book. You know, I'm not here to sell anything, but it was a really eye-opening one as well, and it may be for you. So crystals, if you feel called to use them, to feel them, to heal with them, then absolutely go for it. Next, we have flowers. Some of you work with flowers. You may be a person who works with plants, with gardening. Okay, you may have that Midas touch when it comes to working with Mother Earth. And we kind of said that earlier. You're an earth angel, so it doesn't surprise me that you work with, flowers. Now, this could be Bach flower remedies. It could be essential oils. It could be creating your own garden. I'm smelling... is that sage? I'm smelling sage. So some of you may even have an herb garden, or you may grow an herb garden, or some of you may be pruning an herb garden as you're listening to this here. But it says working with flowers opens your heart and brings blessings to others through your life purpose. Okay? Life purpose. Now, a lot of times people will say, what's my life purpose? And yes, sometimes we have that dedicated effort of, we come into this lifetime, we know we want to be a doctor, we go to school and we're a doctor, right? But sometimes it sounds more complex, but really it's simple. We have a lot of different experiences that we choose to have in this lifetime, and we don't have to just pick one thing. And so many humans get caught up on thinking we must do one thing, right? I mean, I've done many different things. I have many different certifications, many different degrees, and they range from A to Z and everything in between, right? I don't like to just focus on one thing, but underneath it, the underlying soul mission was always to hone in on these spiritual gifts. And even though I've worked in an office, I've cleaned pools, I've worked with children, I have worked in real estate, I've done so many of these things, but I've brought a little piece of that into each and every single thing that I've done. So for you, I feel that your life purpose is like that as well. You may have been in a profession for 20 years, but on the side, you may be branching out, just like flower petals, right? You may be branching out and discovering new things and enjoying new hobbies that you may actually turn into a profession. I love this. Next, you have environmentalist. Now, I just heard marine biologist as well, but some of you may be called to take care of the planet. You may be called to activism, or to help teach about and protect, nurture, and teach about nature and animals, which you have. I thought you had animals showing up here as well, but I thought you had animals. Maybe that was pile 2. But you do have that innate connection with nature. And it says you are an earth angel who is born to protect, nurture, and teach about nature and the animals. So you can see that there's a beautiful path here of flowers in the background as well. Some of you may be going on a mission in the near future to go help those that are less fortunate. You may be called to help uplift the vibration of the planet by teaching about what you know through maybe YouTube, reaching people on a global level. I'm just getting here a strong pull or towards helping the beautiful earth that we live on. Okay, recycling, being able to plant trees. There's just an energy here of you helping Mother Earth and connecting more to her, and to teach about how to do that as well. Some of you may have recently watched, they're giving me the show, I think it's Down to Earth. Of course, Zac Efron, wonderful show. If you haven't watched that yet, you may have really enjoyed that, or you may be called to do something that helps mankind, maybe, solar panels, anything of that nature. I feel like you're being called and really, really aligning with that energy of helping and sharing about those sorts of things. Now, my beautiful unicorns, last but not least, we have close encounters. Close encounters. Now, I'm also seeing here that some of you may have had NDEs, near-death experiences. Some of you have had close encounters with the third kind, right? Some of you had close encounters with angels, with aliens, with, extra beings, light beings, extraterrestrials, with fairies, with all of these vibrational beings or creatures or energies that we have on all different levels. I feel like you've had these encounters, but you may have chalked them off as, oh, that was just my imagination, or it was just a dream, because there's this level of trust, right? This level that we can't quite fathom, right? We live in this earthly duality where we must have some sort of explanation, right? We must have an explanation of how that flower started to grow in a day, or how that light tended to flicker, right? Or how that TV just turned off and on by itself, or how, we knew that person was going to call. And I feel here for you, you've had so many of these close encounters that you can't even count. And some of you, you may be called to write about those close encounters or to share about them, or you may be pulled towards television shows or programs about, the other side, about mediumship or about near-death experiences, things of that nature. But I feel like you've had a lot of these yourself, and 2023 could bring about even more of that energy. Next, we have feeling the world. So another card that talks about the earth, which you see here showing up numerous times for you. So I feel like you have beautiful powers, and she's holding the earth in her hands. So your presence is important here on earth. Beautiful unicorns, you chose to incarnate into this lifetime at a pivotal, important time on earth, right? This is a time where, things are changing, structures are shifting, out with the old, in with the new earth, right? And this is part of your soul mission. So whatever you are being called to do at this time is part of that mission, that activation. A lot of you have been receiving downloads. You've been getting activations through your sleep as well. And you've been meditating and raising your vibrations because there's a very important mission that you have here on beautiful Mother Earth. Wow. You have here a higher view. This is all about awakening, right? That ultimately is what an awakening is gaining a higher view, a higher perspective than just that earthly perspection here of just what we can see down here. I like to think of it as that caterpillar going through the cocoon process and turning into a butterfly, right? And you can see this beautiful owl here. But when you're a caterpillar, all you know is what you can immediately see, what's on the ground level, right? But you have to go through some sort of transformation process, which I actually just learned that transformation process is actually really quite icky and quite sticky when it comes to that cocoon. And it's something that can be at times painful in this physical human sense, right? It can be painful. It can be a loss. It can be that near-death experience. It could be something that breaks us wide open. It can be trauma or some sort of situation that, we don't really want to deal with, but it's here to help us go through this awakening process in order for us to see from a higher perspective. And when we finally spread our wings, you look down and you're like, holy cow, there is a whole new world that I couldn't have even thought possible because I was always that caterpillar. I could only see it from one perspective. And that true awakening happens when you gain that higher view. So really powerful. There's clarity coming in. Some of you are seers as well. You're able to see things in remote view. And last but not least, we have exposed and revealed. Woo! I just got some full-on body goosebumps here. It's card 21, which lo and behold, what's 21 in tarot, my fellow taroters? It's the World card, right? And this is about accomplishment. It is about victory. There's something here that you are called to expose, to reveal, whether it's about yourself, whether it's about a situation, whether it's to help others, whether it is to bring truth, clarity, and enlightenment to the people around you. This is about you exposing, your gifts to the world, to be able to help, to be able to share in that gift of knowledge. But I feel only can you do that when you reach this higher perspective, right? Because now you're able to see. That is the ever-knowing eye, right? You can see the eyes of the soul here. And it's through the eyes of that heart and that compassion. And I feel like the messages that you deliver, the things that you are being called to do, my beautiful unicorns, is to deliver these messages that bring about hope, peace, and clarity to our planet earth. And if you are being called to do that right now, and if this resonates with every fiber of your being, know that this is your mission with everything within you, and do what you are being guided to do. So very, very powerful. I am loving this. Very, very intense. If you did feel a pull towards any of the other decks that you seen in the beginning, feel free to check those out as well. There could be a piece of information there. If this did resonate with you, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. Thank you so much for tuning in, being here, and listening. Lots of love, my beautiful unicorns.